Hello and welcome back to episode 5 of the bonus stage. We're your hosts. I'm Jeff Ward.
I'm Tom Higgins.
Today is our long-awaited Resident Evil 5 special. Basically, the entire episode we're going to be reviewing the biggest game, or my biggest game of the year anyway, Resident Evil 5. We're going to be giving you an in-depth review on basically all the aspects of the game. Along with this video, we're also going to do a Resident Evil 5 Collector's Edition unboxing, because both of us own the Collector's Edition, which is an abhorrently expensive set.
111 something Canadian.
Oh, it's ridiculous. The bad thing about that, previous to them, to us pre-ordering, the pre-order was actually $70.
Huh.
Like, for the Collector's Edition, and then they jacked up the price another 40 bones.
That sucks.
Yeah, it really sucks. But I think it was only available for like a couple of days or something. It was some weird promo. Anyway, Resident Evil 5. So, basically, the story is Chris Redfield as, he was the main character, or one of the two main characters from the first Resident Evil.
Valiant return.
Yeah, a long-awaited return, because we haven't really heard from him from a long time since Code Veronica, which he played a minor role in. Anyway, so he, along with his
new team co-worker, I guess.
Co-worker, partner.
Sheva Alomar.
Sheva Alomar. They work for the BSAA, which is Bioterrorism Security Alliance Assessment Alliance, and they're in Kijiju, Africa, to basically... Kijiju?
Kijiju.
Oh, okay, I thought it was Kijiju. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Kijiju.
Yeah. Basically, they're there to intercept a weapons deal from a bunch of gun runners, I suppose.
In the black market in Kijiju, Africa.
Yeah. So, obviously, from the get-go, you know that shit goes wrong, as always in horror games.
Resident Evil, it's what you expect.
Yeah, but these events are a lot similar to Leon Kennedy's run-in with the Las Plagas in Spain. But we're not going to give away any spoilers or anything, so don't worry about it.
Oh, we definitely will.
No, we're not. So anyway, Chris and Sheva get caught up in a much bigger event than just an arms dealer. There's a few new characters that are very integral to the story. Ricardo Irving and Excella Gione. Yeah, also bringing back the stalwart Albert Wesker, which is like one of my favorite characters in this entire series. He's one of the most badass
Although
characters.
I'd say in this rendition of the game, he is more Neo than Wesker.
He really is.
Crazy fucking
He's got
moves
some
now.
moves, some fight choreography that John Woo would be jealous of. This guy is just whipping around and like dematerial. He reminds me when he does that sort of like poof into black smoke. He reminds me of that friggin' guy from X-Men 2.
Oh, yeah, Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler, yeah. He just like disintegrates, comes out of nowhere, and like he's right in your face. So he's in it. A sort of a side portion to the main story is Chris is still really trying to find his old partner Jill Valentine, which is the other playable character from Resident Evil 1, who is presumed dead. You find that out in like the first chapter of the game. However, Chris, still believes that she's, fighting the good fight alive somewhere.
Boy, is he wrong.
Yeah, well, you'll see. Anyway,
there's a spoiler warning, even though we said we weren't, we are.
Yeah, it's a minor spoiler.
Pretty obvious too.
The story of the game is really good. I thought it was probably one of the best stories they've told. The dialogue is really cheesy, but Resident Evil's always been known to have really cheesy dialogue.
Just a bit, actually.
Yeah, I mean, if you remember from the first one, when Jill almost gets crushed in that room, and there's like, "Oh, you were almost a Jill sandwich." It's just really, really lame dialogue, but it's written in that way. It's supposed to be like that. And I think they did a really good job of tying up a lot of loose ends in this one.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know extensively
I don't
the
know
story
too much.
of
I only
Resident Evil.
got into it in Resident Evil 4, and I sort of played the remake of the first one for the DS, Deadly Silence.
Yeah, it was a good game.
But even then, I don't think I actually beat the game.
No?
I don't think I did.
Oh, it was a great game. I thought it was actually a really good port. They were originally going to do that game for the Game Boy, but because of the limitations of the system, it couldn't happen, and then eventually they decided to put it on the DS. But they had an exclusive deal with Nintendo, because they had, when Resident Evil 4 came out, they had 3 other games, 4 other games, the Resident Evil Remake, Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 2 and 3, and then the original sequel, which is Resident Evil 4, and I think they decided to produce the DS one as well, along with that contract.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, back to Resident Evil 5. I mean, this is a huge game. The graphics in this game
are phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
The opening cutscene with Chris driving through just the African savannah,
Really,
whatever
really
you want to
cool.
call it.
Really cool.
The reflections of the environment across his windshield, across his sunglasses, is such a minor detail, but at the same time, it adds so much to it.
Oh wow! Like
that I don't think I've seen in any other game so far.
Yeah,
is phenomenal.
It doesn't matter how close you get to an object; these things look just crystal clear. It's really hard to tell. I mean, obviously you know it's fake, but it's really hard to tell that these aren't photorealistic environments because they're just so well crafted. And in my opinion, these are like the best graphics I've seen in a console game.
All right.
And I think they far supersede Killzone 2. I played it on the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I don't know what it looks like on the PS3 other than the side-by-side footage that I've seen on IGN and stuff like
I
that.
haven't even seen the footage.
It just looks a little darker on the PS3, and I think probably a little more gritty, I guess.
Yeah, it could be.
But I think that these are definitely by far like the best graphics I've seen on a console so far. But the big thing about this game, and the thing that everybody's been talking about, has been the gameplay, because it's heavily co-op, this game. In fact, the entire thing is co-op. This is the first Resident Evil game, other than
Outbreak, which
where you
sucked balls.
had to rely on the person next to you. And playing online, me and Tom got this game 7 days ago tonight,
Yeah.
and we beat it Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun to play with somebody else.
Yeah, the AI is a little tainted for us. We did play a little bit of single player on our own, but we mostly started off straight with the co-op, and I got sick a few days ago. That's why my throat is still a little raspy. So I pretty much stayed home, did absolutely nothing. Not much change there, but
No.
I just sat down and played through this game like nothing I've ever done before. And
The AI is a drag.
AI is a pain in the butt.
Yeah,
It constantly gives you
is.
ammo you have no
She'll
no
pick
use
up,
of.
She'll pick up the main
it's on the ground, she picks
discrepancies-
it up.
Yeah, the main discrepancies between the two are the Sheva character controlled by the AI is very stupid, and there are a few reasons why this is. One being the fact that she doesn't combine items. So if you give her a red herb and a green herb, which you can combine to make a full heal or the equivalent of a first aid spray, and you are hurt, she will use the green herb and not the red herb. She doesn't have the smarts to combine them together. And she'll use full first aid sprays only when you have like a few, notches of your health taken away. So I found myself just using her as a pack mule, carrying ammo, stuff like that, and key items but there's not really any key items that you would
Also
take up
becomes
your
a drag
inventory
because
space.
she picks up anything she possibly can.
Anything.
Because you'll frequently have to stop and go through your inventory and hers and tidy up both of your inventories.
However, they make it quite accessible to do so. I mean, unless you're in the heat of combat.
Which is never a good time to do that anyway.
Yeah. However, because of the way that they designed this game, and it's the stop and gun, you got to stand to shoot. You cannot move and shoot at the same time. But the thing is, you can run a lot faster than all the enemies. So you just run away. You reload.
Run away, turn around, reload.
Yeah.
Start shooting.
And then they come close. You run away, turn around, reload, do it again. So it becomes kind of a system, but it's really mentally taxing. Like, there's a lot of things you have to be aware about because there are characters coming from every possible angle of the screen. You really cannot put your back up against a wall in this game. Closing in on later, there are creatures that jump up over top of you. They jump right at you. They could be across the screen, and they could basically half the distance in one stride or one jump.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you really got to have some wherewithal.
In guns, they actually give them guns for a change.
Yeah.
That was a completely turn the corner and the camera focuses in on a bunch of these ganados.
Well, they're called Nidipaya.
Not like the ganados things.
Yeah.
It actually focuses in on them, and they have guns. They have AKs.
Yeah.
And ballistic shields, not like the crappy wooden shields that you've seen earlier in the game and in Resident Evil 4. They actually have full-on steel tactical shields.
Yeah, and bulletproof vests as well.
Bulletproof vests, helmets. They have everything that protects their legs as well, so you really have to start picking out your shots.
Of course, I mean, even playing through it on veteran mode, which is the difficulty under the